Hi everybody, this is Coach Adrian Ding for Personal Branding Tips. How are you guys doing? I hope all is well. Have you ever experienced before wherein you open your inbox, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook, and somebody who's trying to sell you something? Well, let me guess, many times you just neglect it or forget about it. Why? Because you and I have a tendency to be allergic when it comes to selling. Would you agree? Yes? And so why is it that we do that? Simply because we as human beings, we're very rational, we're very logical, but we're also very emotional. And so today we no longer buy based on superior products and services. What matters to us is connection, and connection is formed by trust. And so personal branding is actually a way for you to market yourself within your company or to the people that you want to attract into your business. And today I just want to share with you guys 5 simple tactics on how you can attract more people into your practice, into your firm, or even get noticed for a promotion. But first, let me talk a little bit about relationship building. You know, many of us, we've experienced going on a date before, isn't it? It's like you're getting to know that person, you want to see if you guys connect, and after 4 or 5 dates, what happens? If there's a connection there, you take the relationship further, right? You can't just go to a person on the first meeting and say, I love you. It just doesn't work that way. We've got to build trust and relationships. And much is the same today when we're building our personal brand. Because the reality is, just because we have a really cool profile and we have nice pictures and all these accolades or all these accomplishments, people don't buy into our expertise just yet. That's a door open for us, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be hired, right? What matters to them is there's a connection. There's a relationship that's being built. So let me share with you guys very quickly 5 simple tactics that you can use and employ so you can attract more people. Number 1, don't sell, tell a story. People are allergic to sales, but stories will sell. Why? Because it enrolls people to the value or the benefits of your expertise or what you have to offer. I'll never forget, I actually did a story about myself wherein I tell the story about me working for this fast food company as a food attendant, and then eventually after several years became a trainer that they invited to speak for their leaders. And that was very, very enrolling, if you will, to the people, to the audience looking at that post, simply because they can see that there was a roadmap from humble beginnings to a success story or a success journey in our lives. Let's just say, for example, if you're a car salesperson, instead of posting out, what is the latest model out there or the latest pickup, maybe what you can do is tell a story about how one of your clients was saving so hard to buy his first ever car and the excitement and the journey within that purchase. I tell you what, don't sell, tell a story. The second thing is this: give before you ask. We're pretty self-centered. We're always asking, taking. But the reality is we have to be able to give first, because there's something called the law of reciprocation. So what does that mean? Every time you and I choose to give more content, more value to other people, what happens is it expands and it broadens our influence. It allows people to see that when we add value to them, we become valuable in their eyes. And so one of the things that you can do is, if you're employed right now, is to make sure that you volunteer for certain tasks that nobody is willing to do. Maybe you're the kind of person who's willing to take in responsibilities from your boss, not because you're sip, but simply because you want to do more so you can be seen even more. And you want to make sure that there's quality work there, by the way. Maybe you're the kind of person wherein you're a property consultant. And what you can do is share tips for people out there where to put in their hard-earned money. Like, don't just leave it in the bank, invest in real estate, invest in properties, because they will never ever depreciate. And this is the season where they can actually get good deals. You see, give as many tips as you can and do it 4 or 5 times before you ask. one of the things that I personally practice is that I give a lot of these tips, I give a lot of free training, and by doing that, little by little, people are starting to discover what I do. And so they start inquiring about our services, and then later on we get booked for a keynote or for a live training. So consider that, my dear friend, all right? Number 3, increase your value before, or rather increase your value output before your personal input. Let me explain it to you this way, all right? So this is a Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and the market price is probably somewhere around, I don't know, 50, 60,000 pesos. If I sold this to you for 3,000, would you grab it? Absolutely you would. Why? High value, low price. If I sold to you a Mercedes-Benz, it's secondhand, but it's an S-Class, and if I sold it to you for something like 200,000 pesos, would you buy it? I'm sure you'd find the money or the means to be able to buy it. Why? Great value, low price. You see, here's the thing. Many times you and I, we always want to have an increase in our salary, an increase in our commissions, an increase in our income, but we're not willing to add more value to people, right? And so one of the ways for us to really build our personal brand is when we increase our value output before our personal input. How do we do that? Go the extra mile, guys. Go the extra mile. If you're a salesperson who is into insurance, be the person to personally deliver their plan right into their hands. Don't delegate that to Lazada, was it, or Grab or Maxim. Do it yourself and tell them congratulations. This is your plan. If there's anything you're gonna need, let me know. I'm gonna be there for you, right? They need that. They need that kind of connection. If you've got clients celebrating a birthday, even if they bought from you 5 years ago, give them a call. Don't just shoot them a text. Give them a call and tell them thinking of you, remembering you. But don't even say, so when are you gonna buy again? Don't do that, right? Make sure that you make them feel valued, all right? In other words, guys, give more than what you're paid for, because the more value you give, the more attracted people will be towards you. Number 4, share success stories or testimonials of your clients who literally enjoyed your service, your product, or whatever it is that you have to offer. Understand, guys, that satisfied customers will refer, even if it's just one person. But if you have exceeded the expectations of other people around you, that customer becomes an evangelist. What's an evangelist? Somebody who doesn't have to be paid, but they keep telling other people about your product or about your service because they saw something special in what you had to offer, right? So post some stuff about success stories or testimonials of your clients, and what were the changes? What was the impact of the service that you delivered to them? And I promise you, that will give a signal to your other prospects to say, I want the same as that person availed of, and you will certainly get a phone call. And lastly, number 5, never ever forget to cross-pollinate. Never ever forget to cross-pollinate. What does that mean? You know, there's a saying that goes like this in scripture. In a variety of counselors, there is wisdom. And so if you support other people in the same industry as you are, if you choose not to see them as a competitor or as a rival or as an opponent, but as an inspire, and as you share their content, as you share also their expertise and their practice to other people, I tell you what, the law of reciprocation tells us that as you support others, you will not be forgotten in the process. They will support you back, right? They will support you too. Why? Because you believed in them. The natural tendency for them is to believe in you and refer you back. I'll never forget, I attended a BNI networking club before, and I was so amazed that in just 1 hour, everybody was cross-referring, cross-pollinating each other. And at the end of the month, they actually got more sales than when they started the month. Why? Because people love helping other people. And the more people you help, the more you will be helped. I certainly hope that these 5 tactics help you build your personal brand. Remember, guys, at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about the people that we serve. Why? Because we find ourselves when we lose ourselves in the service of others. We find ourselves when we lose ourselves in the service of others. So go out there and serve and do everything you can. Put a smile on the face of the people around you. Make a difference today, because you can't make a difference unless you're different. God bless you, everybody.